Alright guys, so this is a very important video and the most of you guys are free to play and in the most if you guys are new players. Because the Forge Pass is back. What's up guys, this is your boy Rusian with another Raid Shadow Legends video and Forge Pass here. Now, I just don't get too excited about Forge Pass. You usually get really good gear. It's not the point, it's just because it can be a bit of a grind. It does help a lot if you guys get the Gold Pass, okay? Let's be honest, but you don't have to. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this piece of gear. I'm gonna also tell you guys how to be able to go, even as a free-to-play, even without spending, well, if you're free-to-play you wouldn't, but you know, some allowance, get all the way to level 50, okay, off the pass. Not the easiest thing. Let's talk about it. Alright, so what is good about Righteous Gear? Righteous Gear probably was the gear that on my first accounts helped me the most to be able to progress, because basically it's a two-piece set, what is always good to have, and it gives you 10% speed and 40 resist. Okay, 40 resistance per set. If you're looking for a sign to get a fresh start in raids and become a part of my squad, this is it. Click my link in the description and get a free Karato as well as 3 more epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email, launch raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champion. This is your chance to get Karato for free, as well as Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress your account in raid. So click on my link right now and claim them. So you put 3 sets on, and you get 30% speed and 120 resist. What? Believe it or not, some dungeons in the most of the Doom Tower that can pretty much carry your champion. So, the problem always gonna become that for you to be able to get all those points doing only daily challenge, what you only get 5 points per challenge, it can be extremely hard, okay? So, how do you do that? Because I believe it's like 20 points per, so you're really talking about 30 days worth of grind, give or take. Alright, you may be able to, if you can't do one of them a day, you still should be able to get all the way to the last, but it's complicated. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. You don't even have that luxury. For you to be able to actually get all the way to the last award, you need to complete daily challenge every single day. Now, you guys play this game every day, you already do a lot of those things anyway when you come to your quests, your daily quests. So it's just a different grind. To be honest with you guys, don't usually take that long of a time to be able to complete any of those. For example, place the buffs on the campaign or dungeon boss 25 times while beating them. So you will do anyway if you're leveling your champions or if you're trying to get new gear. That's pretty much piece of cake for you guys to complete. Upgrade a weapon to level 8. I mean, it doesn't cost that much silver, so also very easy. By the way, just so you guys know, I am on my free-to-play right now that I believe is level 52 or 56. Rewards wise, they are pretty good. The only real advice I have to you guys, if you're not going to buy the Game Pass, the Forge Pass, is you will feel a little itchy, okay, to actually get like 5-star gear right at the beginning. Do not do that, and I'll explain why. It's because when you get those 75 legendary parts, right, the fragments, whatever they call the alloy, if you didn't save, if you're creating a piece of gear prior to it, you will not have enough to be able to go the 5 and 6 star. Okay, so pretty much it will happen. I would say you guys need to try to save everything all the way to the end. Okay, the moment you get this, then go to the forge and do forge things. But until then, you pretty much need to save every single alloy you get, the epic ones, even the rare ones. It doesn't matter. You guys gonna have to save them. I know there are a couple that will be left over okay? But I'm not really sure, and I know it's not many, because in the past, when I actually used to create some piece of gear, I got down here and I had extra legendary materials that I couldn't use. Alright, so if you guys decide to upgrade and go for the pass, that makes a lot easier. Basically, because you just need to really, if you guys are new, okay, you need to keep an eye on the weekly challenges, okay? So in here, for example, place 150 debuffs on enemies on Classic Arena, heal 100 times in campaign battles, includes lifesteal, blah blah blah. Alright, so you guys get 12 points, okay? Now, the thing about those weekly challenges is you can be on week 2. The moment week 2 opens, you can still complete week 1. It's not locked, so just because you didn't make all of them in the first 7 days, you still can complete them all the way to week 4. And some of them may kind of piggyback of the others, so first week or so I wouldn't get to focus on, I wouldn't worry as much, unless you guys want to start jumping in and creating some 5 to 6 star armor, piece of gear, because right here on level 7 you're already gonna be getting those. So yeah, it's not too bad. 19 bucks, I will say it's not bad as a price, but I also live in different countries and I know economies can be very different. What it means, what $20 in the United States, even throughout the United States, $20 has different value, okay? So what $20 may not be much for me, it can be a lot for other people, okay? So if you do decide to get the pass, don't do anything until you get the legendary alloys, okay? So that's pretty much this about the fort. So since we have time, let's take a look in what else is going on. So we do have the coalition event. That's something I have a bit of a complaint in the game, and it has to do with this type of events are not that viable for new players, okay? And basically it's just because the quests, if you're looking here, some of those quests clear stage 10 or higher of the Dragon Slayer on hard difficulty in less than 40 turns. Look, even for some mid end game players, doing that in a certain amount of turns may not be feasible, okay? I can do on my main account, I can do most of those on my main account, but for example, stage 10 of the Fire Knight Castle on hard difficulty in less than 65 turns, I probably can do that, but I will have to build a specific team to be able to do that. And I really have to think, are those 300 points worth me actually spending so many resources? So those are a couple of things that I feel in, I'm end game my main account. Alright, so it's just a little bit hard for me to get behind coalition events. That's a big kind of argument I have with a lot of games, is they cater to people that be in the game for a long time. Problem with that, and Plarian, if you guys are listening, is that you kind of leave the little guy behind, okay? And it's a sad thing. It's pretty much like you're really hot, you want an ice cream and you realize that you lost your wallet, but hey, you're by the ice cream shop, so you get to watch everybody have an ice cream, but you can't have one. So yeah, that's not right, come on. But I feel like for you to receive the rewards, you need 1500 points. There are ways for you guys to get it, because some of those missions, at least, they are repeat quests. Now, complete repeat quest 5 times, okay? Yeah, it's just one time, which is fine. 75 points. But those other ones are kind of like 15 points, which is rough, okay? And yes, you can complete as many times as you want, but it's still 15 points. Now, we do have a lot of weeks to be able to complete those. 3 weeks, right? So total about a month. So I can't say it's not feasible to get to 1500 points, but depending on where you are in your account, it may be a bit of a grind, or at least a bit of sinking every single resource you have to be able to complete specific things. So, Plarian, if you're listening to that, just like some of the tournaments, you guys have like a different cap for new players. Think about doing that next time as well. Okay, just saying. I like to fight for the little guy. Alright, so yeah, I just want to update you guys on a little bit of the coalition event. Talk a little bit about passes, because that piece of gear it will help you if you're end game as well. I have this in some of my champions, but if you're early game and mid game, this piece of gear is a game changer. Okay, so definitely go for that if you guys can. Just an update to remind you guys about before their legends. I've been getting a lot of submissions and I start getting some really good stories. And the thing I'm most excited about is I got stories from people in Vietnam, Germany, the United States, and it's really exciting to see because this is, you know, that's a global community. So pretty excited about that. Very happy. Just so you guys know, I do read every single story. If you guys want to know more about that giveaway, I'm gonna leave the link of the video explaining that better on the description below. Yeah, but I'm very excited, guys. I guess I didn't expect people from so many parts of the world to actually be watching those videos and be engaged. So yeah, guys, I think that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the game.